Good morning. Today we're going to start by introducing Rick Newman, the senior columnist for Yahoo Finance in New York City.
Thank you, Laura. I'm not sure I deserve it. You should probably wait till the end. I'm a journalist. I cover economics and politics mostly. I met Bob Bunting at a conference over the summer. I've been trying to learn more about climate policy and climate issues because it's an important topic for journalists. We now have some action happening at the federal government. Bob and I just ended up talking for a long time about a lot of different stuff. And Bob said, you should come to my conference later this year. I said, well, invite me. And he did. So that's why I'm here. So what I'm going to do real quickly is just introduce a few people who are going to give some welcome remarks. I'm going to keep these bios really short because everybody has a long bio in your program you can read. You should check out what everybody has done. There are some impressive people here. First, I'm going to invite up Karen Holbrook. She is Chancellor of University of South Florida, Sarasota-Manatee campus. This is her real estate. Thank you for letting us use it.
Thank you. I've been warned that I'm really quick. So I am going to be really quick and say welcome to everybody. We're delighted you're here. And we are especially delighted that Bob is back. He was such a success when we had a meeting probably 2 years ago now, pre-COVID, and that's everything pre and post-COVID. And it was such an incredible success. And today I know we're going to just build on that on a topic that is incredibly important to everybody all the time. So just let me say, we're so glad you're here on our campus and welcome. We're really all looking forward to a wonderful day today where we're going to go away learning a lot more and hopefully feeling a lot better about the future. Bob, we're looking for you for optimism. Thank you very much.
Okay, next up is David Kotok. He is the co-founder and chief investment officer of Cumberland Investment Advisors, a firm many of you may be familiar with. It was Bob's conference, David's conference over the summer where I met Bob, and David is behind a lot of these causes. He's going to appear via Zoom, I hope. David Kotok. Anybody
Rick,
know?
I don't know. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Oh, thank you very much, Rick. It's nice to see you and Karen and Bob and everyone else. An old friend, Harry Gaines, is in the audience, and I haven't seen him for a long time. I'm sorry I'm not with you. Bob asked for 1 minute from me from this remote Zoom, and it's simple. What's happening today is how a coalition of interested and highly motivated people assemble and make a global issue broader and more important. And that's how something changes. And it is the mechanism which takes this subject, which is the entire world, and converts it to something close to home. So what's happening now, the reason we sponsor it and support it, we're members, we have done so since founding, is to convey that thought. And so in this auditorium and those who are remote are the soldiers who have to fight a battle to save the entire planet. So it's nice to be with you. I think I'm coming back this afternoon and I'll watch everything from this remote spot. Thank you.
Well, I hope we get to see you this afternoon, David, although your voice is stentorian and gets through to everybody. Next up, Bill Kennedy, whom I also met at David Kotok's conference over the summer. Bill is Chief Investment Officer for RiskBridge Advisors and Vice Chair of Programs at the Global Interdependence Center.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you, Bob. So I volunteer for the board of directors for the Global Interdependence Center. I have the pleasure of serving with David Kotok and Benjamin Leavenworth, who's here from our board as well. The GIC is a Philadelphia-based nonprofit. Our entire mission is bringing together different views and perspectives to have open dialogue, apolitical. We don't shut off the mics. We listen to both sides. but we are addressing everything from trade to climate, healthcare policy, monetary policy, fiscal policy. And so we're very happy to be participating with the Adaptation Center and working with Bob and Stu. And I think we've done this a couple of times, but in our world, where we're focused on global and interdependence, there is no subject more important to us than climate. So we're very happy and pleased to be here today and be sponsoring, and we look forward to learning all the knowledge that's going to be shared with us today. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. We're going to hear a few words now from Susan Burns, who is the editor of Sarasota Magazine, which has devoted a fair amount of ink to climate issues here in Sarasota and beyond. Susan?
Good morning, everyone. When Bob Bunting told us, I don't even know if it was a year ago, that he was planning his second climate change conference, we knew at the magazine we wanted to be involved. I had attended the 2019 conference and came away with a lot of useful information about how climate change was going to affect our region. And I knew our readers would be interested in that too. And we ended up doing a couple stories on it on red tide and hurricanes, and they were enormously popular with our readers. And we know that because we can track that kind of stuff now. So what that taught us is our readers are kind of hungry for this information. They wanted to understand the science, and they really needed to know how climate change was going to affect them locally, and do it in a way that is understandable. And that's kind of what the Climate Adaptation Center is all about, is presenting this information so we can all grasp it and also don't turn away because it's so daunting and terrifying that we can't bear to listen to it. Because one thing Bob, who's become a friend, does is he has an enthusiasm and an optimism about what we can accomplish. And so even this past spring, Bob has been so generous. He's done a lot of hurricane forecasts for us. I think we got the first hurricane forecast, which is unusual in a magazine to get like the first, because usually we're always beat by TV and radio. But he made the science behind what's happening with hurricanes here and how it might affect us very understandable. And then in real time, which was very generous of him, he was doing hurricane updates for us about the storms that were heading in our direction in real time, so we could post this on social media for our readers. It was just invaluable that Bob's here in the Climate Adaptation Center is doing this for us. And we know how valuable it was, because we think when we tracked it, it was close to 50,000 page views for these hurricane updates. So we're just really happy that the Climate Adaptation Center is here, and I'm really happy to participate in this. And we look forward to hearing what happens today. Thank you.
Last set of remarks, welcome remarks, is from Elizabeth Moore, who does not have a bio in the program, but don't worry. She was recently on the cover of Sarasota Magazine, described as the woman who wants to save Florida. Apparently everybody knows her. With no further ado.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad so many people know me here in Sarasota from that article. You know, I feel like I've known Bob Bunting for my whole life. We're such kindred spirits, honestly, but it's only been 2 or 3 years. And Bob and I have had the most wonderful conversations because we just care about our planet. And I'm a proud member, a founding member of the Climate Adaptation Center, but I wanted to know why, Bob, I'm not a scientist. Why do you want me to be a founding member? I know you want my subscription, but but Bob knows that I support science as much as I can. I'm a curious person, and I want to further science in our world, especially here in Florida, where I've made my home. We are faced with daunting issues such as sea level rise and hurricanes and loss of biodiversity. As many of you may know, I also work very fervently to save land because saving land provides a natural buffer for the natural world, wildlife, for coastal resilience, et cetera. So we have daunting problems, existential issues looming over us, but with hope And with curated science, we can address these and prepare for them so they won't be catch us by surprise. But addressing the 5 pillars that Bob will address today, we will do the best we can. Thank you today. I'm really looking forward to this conference. I missed it last year. I was away, but I'm really thrilled to be here this year. Bob, thank you for all you do.
So before we move forward, just a quick shout out to the sponsors of the conference. They're listed here, but just so everybody who's watching knows who they are. The Climate Adaptation Center, of course, University of South Florida, Sarasota-Manatee Campus, Cumberland Advisors, the Global Interdependence Center, Athena, Atlas, Best Weather, Climate First Bank, Gulf Coast Community Foundation, Sarasota Magazine, Triangle Ranch, and Tommy's Express Car Wash.